Hi, my name's Cameron McNaught. I'm the Senior Vice President of Emerging Technologies and Solutions here at Fujitsu. Fujitsu is a member of the IIC and has been from almost its inception. We're a member of the board now, and we have a strong and committed delegation to the IIC.
What was your aha moment when it comes for IoT?
I'm not sure there was quite an aha moment, but if I look at where Fujitsu's been over the last few years, we've had a strong machine-to-machine offering and operations in that space, and we've always valued the importance of data and the collection of that data. But I think now as we expand that out and we go further beyond connecting machines to humans and to everything, that's where we see the innovation value kind of emerge. And that, I guess, is the aha moment. As we start to connect more and more things, we collect more data, we're able to really give what we call true real-time navigation back to the operations and business that use this technology.
And what would be your view on the differences between in the past doing M2M versus the current and the future doing IoT?
I guess with M2M, it was really about operational improvement.
Okay.
How many more clicks you can put through a process. So that was really, optimizing a very simplistic process, end-to-end process, a manufacturing process, for example. But now as you add more assets into connect more things, as I said, humans and everything starting to connect that, you really start to connect an ecosystem. And that's the difference. And that's where we really see this innovation happening around and drawing out now, as I said, rather than just operational tempo improvements, we're nearly creating new directions, new laws that we would have never seen before. And so that's the big difference once we start connecting and moving to IoT from M2M.
No. Now, what are some examples then of, in your experience, of some best practices for putting the IoT to work?
Fujitsu works, when we talk innovation, we work in two real distinct spaces, business innovation and social innovation. One of those examples I think that crosses over both is Fujitsu saw the need in particular to develop, to help society around low potassium vegetables. And low potassium vegetables are needed for people suffering kidney disease or going through dialysis. And to get that normally from a vegetable, it needs to be heated. But what Fujitsu did with some of its spare capacity in one of its semiconductor clean rooms was to develop a low potassium lettuce. And to do that, we had to monitor and manage every aspect of that cultivation. So we took the temperature, the humidity, the illumination, the lighting, the artificial lighting, to determine the best cultivation for low potassium lettuce output. And then what we did was took the energy use and the complete management experience and gain that data to now optimize the best time of day and year to grow that lettuce. But it really is one of those social innovations, putting low potassium lettuce into the community through the use of some of our spare capacity and our new technologies in the IoT space.
Now, has this been something that's been sold? Is it being currently sold, the low potassium lettuce, or is it just in experimentation phases?
No, so it went from experimentation to now a commercial operation for that part of the business. So Fujitsu is now commercializing and cultivating and producing low potassium lettuce for the Japanese market. So in the end, it did have, from experimentation to commercialization in a rather short period of time. In Asia, we're doing some transportation programs where smart traffic, smart navigation for the commuter to decide which is the best route to their destination, whether it's on the current network or whether it's on some of the new toll roads. So real-time probes, both on the infrastructure, on the vehicles, and providing that real-time navigation back to the signage on the side of the road. So there's a transportation example. There are a lot of new ones that are starting to come to us. Now, as our customers start to understand the value of IoT and how it could potentially differentiate their business, we're starting to talk to airlines about really not smart baggage, but handling baggage in a smarter way. Looking at not just RFID technology, but low-wave Bluetooth technology to handle the end-to-end management of that baggage, but also the weight distribution of that baggage on planes to reduce fuel costs, and also to provide a premium service to those traveling. Where is my bag? Where was it last seen? When will my bag exit the carousel? So providing benefit not just to the operations of the airline, but to the end user experience. Because, you know, for those who fly a lot, baggage can be one of those negative sides of traveling. So, you know, it's really opening up new areas. There are many examples where customers are talking to us about how could IoT differentiate their business in what is becoming very competitive markets.
What is the role of the IIC?
Fujitsu believes this should be an open strategy, and the IIC fosters that open strategy. We believe it needs to be a strong alliance where we can put focused effort into joint outcomes, and we can really see the power of this momentum come to fruition sooner than it would if we were to take individual paths. So I think for Fujitsu, the Industrial Internet Consortium is that ecosystem that can foster an open strategy, can create alliances, and can help solve some of those bigger challenges society has today by the aggregation of skill and talent and focus rather than isolation. Because I don't think any one organisation can own the Internet of Things space, and particularly industrial internet. And this needs to be a consortium that allows to draw out the value. Because a lot of people say everything will be connected, but everything will only be connected when there is value in that connection. So we talk about connected toothbrush, we talk about connected manufacturing, but it's only when one or more organisations can see value in that connection that that connection will happen. And that's what we're trying to foster by offering this test environment for organisations to use.
And what are Fujitsu's goals from its participation in the IIC?
Fujitsu has a few goals. The first one is to ensure the open strategy is promoted. We want to have a voice at the table and ensure that this is a consortium that is focused on an open play for this. As well as Fujitsu is keen to ensure that where it sees value in society, that its use cases can also be promoted and be shared. As I said earlier, Fujitsu has a strong view that they are an innovation leader in both business and social, and the social aspect is important to Fujitsu. So we want to ensure that the industries that Fujitsu thinks can support and Fujitsu can be leveraged in this ecosystem. Fujitsu's investing heavily in the Industrial Internet Consortium, and so we want our capability to be leveraged. So I think if there was two key goals, one, to promote an open strategy, and two, for Fujitsu to be leveraged and to support the initiatives.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. My pleasure.